Hello and a very good evening. You're watching the news at 6 on Rajya Sabha television with me, Frank Pereira. Here are the headlines. Supreme Court upholds death sentence awarded to 4 convicts in the Nirbhaya gang rape case, calling it the rarest of rare case. Apex Court says that the crime seemed to be from some different world. South Asia satellite blasts off from Sriharikota, termed as a huge boost to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's neighbourhood first policy. It's expected to take regional cooperation to new heights. Government proposes new rules for a no-fly list for unruly passengers. Punishment ranges from ban on flying for 3 months to 2 years or more without limit. And US House of Representatives passes healthcare bill aimed at repealing and replacing Obamacare. The Affordable Care Act now heads to the Senate for approval. Well, the Supreme Court today upheld the death sentence of 4 convicts in the Nirbhaya gang rape case. The court observed that the case seemed to be a story of some different world. The next option for the convicts is to appeal against their death sentence to President Pranab Mukherjee.
The Supreme Court on Friday upheld the death sentence for 4 convicts in the Nirbhaya gang rape and murder case. Terming it as the rarest of rare case, the Apex Court said the convicts treated the victim as an object of enjoyment with the single purpose of ravishing her. The Apex Court also called it the most brutal and barbaric attack and said the offence had sent a tsunami of shock all over.
जिस एग्रावेटिंग और ब्रूटैलिटी से ये क्राइम हुआ है, इसका ये रेयरेस्ट ऑफ रेयर केसेस में आता है। ऑनरेबल सुप्रीम कोर्ट की जो पहले की जजमेंट है, जिसमें क्लियर लिखा है कि कलेक्टिव कॉन्शियस ऑफ द सोसाइटी अगर शॉक करती है तो रेयरेस्ट ऑफ रेयर इवेंट में आता है। तो उसमें लेते हुए ऑनरेबल सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जो हाई कोर्ट की जजमेंट थी डेथ पेनल्टी की, उसको अपहोल्ड किया और उनकी अपीलों को डिसमिस कर दिया है।
The 3-judge bench headed by Justice Deepak Mishra also commended the work of the Delhi police for bringing the criminals to book. The top court said scientific evidence had established the criminal conspiracy against the accused, while also stating that the convicts tried to destroy evidence by trying to run over the victim and her friend. Nirbhaya's parents welcomed the verdict, stating that justice may have been delayed but not denied.
ये बहुत बड़ा फैसला था। यहाँ पे एक भगवान के बाद यही स्थान होता है, तो मुझे उम्मीद थी कि डर तो था, लेकिन डर से ज़्यादा हमें विश्वास था कि जिस तरह से क्राइम हुआ है वो उनको सज़ा ज़रूर मिलेगी। हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि इस फैसले से, जैसे कहते थे लोग कि मैं निर्भया की तरह तुम्हें कर दूंगा, निर्भया की तरह मार दूंगा, तो आज उनको भी जवाब मिला कि मैं निर्भया की तरह अगर किसी के साथ करूंगा तो निर्भया की तरह हमें फांसी की सज़ा भी मिलेगी।
The defense lawyer, however, said the convicts should be given another chance and that they will now proceed with a review petition.
समाज में मैसेज के लिए किसी को फांसी नहीं दे सकते। पनिशमेंट का अर्थ है, पनिशमेंट का मतलब है सुधार, उसे सुधारा जाए। महात्मा गांधी के सिद्धांत की तो धज्जियां उड़ गईं। महात्मा गांधी जी ने कहा था नॉन वायलेंस, अहिंसा होनी चाहिए, अहिंसा है। ह्यूमन राइट्स की तो धज्जियां उड़ गईं। जीने का अधिकार है, जो जीवन देता है वही जीवन ले सकता है।
The Apex Court's decision was also welcomed by women activists and political parties.
The Supreme Court today, by giving death sentence to all the rapists of Nirbhaya, they have in a way emboldened all the Nirbhayas in this country and given a very tight slap to all the rapists.
भारत के कानून में जो रेयरेस्ट ऑफ द रेयर केस में फांसी की सजा का प्रावधान है, तो आज कोर्ट ने निर्णय किया है। मैं इससे खुद बहुत ही सुकून महसूस करता हूं और आज के दिन निर्भया की आत्मा को अपनी ओर से विनम्र संवेदना देता हूं।
Judgment will create the fear of law in the mind of people who think they can get away with anything. They will realize that the arm of law is very long and it is not possible always to get away.
On the night of December 16, 2012, Nirbhaya, a 23-year-old paramedic, was brutally assaulted and raped by 6 persons in a moving bus. A fast-track court sentenced 4 convicts to death that was upheld by the Delhi High Court. One of the accused, Ram Singh, allegedly committed suicide in the Tihar jail, while a convicted juvenile was sentenced to 3 years of punishment in a reform home. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, the GSAT-9 was launched successfully from Sriharikota a short while ago. The satellite will be networked with all SAARC countries except Pakistan, who did not come on board, citing its own space program. The South Asia satellite was described by Prime Minister Modi as India's priceless gift to its neighbours.
South Asia satellite, also known as the GSAT-09 communication satellite, blasted off from the Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota at 4:57 p.m. on Friday, going into orbit 36,000 kilometers above Earth. The satellite, which is India's gift to its neighboring countries, was launched using the fully indigenous geostationary launch vehicle Mark II. The 28-hour countdown for the launch began on Thursday. Set to propel regional cooperation between SAARC member nations to new levels, GSAT-09's successful launch is a huge boost to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's neighbourhood first policy.
7, 8, 9.
Today is a historic day for South Asia, a day without precedents. 2 years ago, India made a promise to extend the advanced space technology for the cause of growth and prosperity of our brothers and sisters in South Asia. The successful launch of the South Asia satellite marks the fulfillment of that.
Built by ISRO, the South Asia satellite weighs 2,230 kilograms and has 12 Ku-band transponders. The cost of the satellite is 235 crore rupees. It is cuboid in shape and built around a central cylinder with a mission life of over 12 years. This satellite will enable full range of applications and services in the areas of telecommunication, disaster management support, DTH, teleeducation and telemedicine. The satellite was announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi during the 2014 SAARC summit in Nepal. The South Asia satellite program, entirely funded by India, is a partnership between India and other members of the SAARC group, excluding Pakistan, which opted out of it, citing its own space program. Aruna Thakur's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, the government has proposed rules to penalise unruly air travellers. The DGCA's draft rules that were issued today considered a range of disturbances for which passengers may be barred from travelling for 3 months to 2 years. The government has invited suggestions from the public for the rules that it wants to implement from July.
On March 23rd, Shiv Sena MP Ravindra Gaikwad allegedly beat up an Air India employee, after which all domestic airlines banned him from travelling. The matter was settled after the government intervened. Barely 6 weeks after the incident, the government is coming up with new rules for a no-fly list. Civil Aviation Minister Ashok Gajapati Raju says passengers who figure on the list could be barred from air travel for 3 months to 2 years.
And that is that there is no other country in the world that actually has a national no-fly list that is based on safety. There are no-fly lists around the world that are based on security, where there are people that are seen to be grave threats and therefore they are not allowed to fly. But to have a national no-fly list where we've identified individuals that because of their unruly and disruptive behavior are jeopardizing airline safety will in fact be quite unique, and India is blazing a new trail in this regard.
The list will have 3 levels of unruly passengers. The first category includes passengers indulging in disruptive behavior who will be banned for 3 months. The second will have passengers indulging in physical abuse or sexual harassment. They can be banned for 6 months. The last category will have people indulging in life-threatening behavior who will be banned for 2 years.
एयरलाइन खुद इसमें कोई कदम नहीं उठा सकती, सिर्फ 10 दिन के लिए एयरलाइन उसको बैन कर सकती है। 10 दिन के बाद अगर इस कमेटी का निर्णय आना ही आना है और उस कमेटी के निर्णय के अनुसार होगा, और कमेटी जो है स्टैंडिंग कमेटी वो एयरलाइन के कंट्रोल की कमेटी नहीं है, उसमें रिटायर्ड डिस्ट्रिक्ट जज उसमें चेयरमैन है और एक अन्य एयरलाइन का कोई अधिकारी वो उसका सदस्य है। इस एयरलाइन का नहीं, किसी अन्य एयरलाइन का अधिकारी इसका सदस्य है। और इसके अलावा जो कंज्यूमर एसोसिएशंस हैं या पैसेंजर एसोसिएशन है उसका एक जो रिप्रेजेंटेटिव होगा वो इसमें सदस्य होगा।
The draft rules also propose that passenger information can be recorded on the basis of passport or any other identity card produced at the time of booking tickets. The DGCA has sought public opinion on these draft rules on its website and plans to introduce them from July. Panchanan Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha Television.
Well, the Samajwadi Party split vertically months after the Yadav family feud saw Akhilesh Yadav becoming the party president. On Friday, former Uttar Pradesh minister and Akhilesh's uncle Shivpal Yadav announced he was breaking away from the Samajwadi Party. He also said that his own outfit will be headed by party patriarch Mulayam Singh Yadav. The split comes just weeks after the Samajwadi Party suffered a crushing defeat in Uttar Pradesh that blamed the months-long feud between Shivpal and his nephew Akhilesh Yadav over control of the party. However, it is not yet clear whether the new party called the Samajwadi Secular Morcha will contest elections against the Samajwadi Party or strengthen it by bringing socialists under one roof. Well, here's a look at what else is making news across the country and nationwide. The Maharashtra government and the NIA on the Malegaon blast accused Lieutenant Colonel Purohit's bail plea. This comes after the Bombay High Court rejected Purohit's bail plea. In the same case, another prime accused, Sadhvi Pragya Thakur, was granted bail. The Supreme Court slammed Kerala government for not reinstating IPS officer TP Sen Kumar as the state police chief despite its April 24th order. Kerala government will now have to file a reply on Monday explaining why it should not be held guilty of contempt of court. Sen Kumar was removed from the post of DGP in June last year. At least 14 people were killed and 28 others injured after a mini truck overturned in Uttar Pradesh's Etah. The accident took place when the vehicle carrying a 50-member wedding party drove into a canal. The district administration has announced a compensation for the families of the victims and an inquiry is on. Well, it's time for a short break now, but news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The art of painting comes to us from the prehistoric period. Paintings are also a valuable source of information about their age. Like this depiction of the wedding procession of Dara Shikoh. The eldest son of Mughal Emperor Jahan had a Mughal wedding with distinctive Indian elements. Like the veil he wears to the pomp and show of the Bharat in Hindu weddings.
Farmer suicide is happening because of distress sale of his produce. We need to do is probably increase the number of food processing facilities, industries near the production sites. If a farmer can keep the harvested tomato for 1 month, he will get at least 4 times the price that he will be getting at the time of harvest. He will be really actually rich.
Watch Eureka with Dr. K. Alagusundaram, Deputy Director General, Agricultural Engineering Department, ICAR, only on Rajya Sabha Television.
Unakoti, the famous Shaiva pilgrimage spot in Tripura, dates back to the 8th and 9th century. The name means one less than a crore. It owes its origin to an interesting legend that says Lord Shiva, who was on his way to Kashi, stopped here for a night halt along with gods and goddesses. Together, their number totaled 1 crore. At sunrise the next day, Lord Shiva was incensed to find all the gods and goddesses still asleep cursing them to become stone images, he left alone for Kashi. Unakoti, apart from its rock-cut carvings, has an imposing Shiva head called the Unakotishwara Kal Bhairav. Other eye-catching works include 3 enormous images of Nandi bull that are half buried in the ground and a gigantic Ganesh. To this day, the logistics of these huge carvings remain a mystery.
Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha television. Well, President Donald Trump declared Obamacare dead after the Republican healthcare bill was narrowly passed by the lower chamber of Congress. The vote marked his first legislative victory and goes some way to keeping a key campaign promise to roll back his predecessor's law. The bill now heads to the Senate, where Republicans have indicated they will cast it aside and write a new law.
The US House of Representatives approved a bill on Thursday to repeal major parts of Obamacare and replace it with a Republican healthcare plan, handing President Donald Trump his biggest legislative victory, but setting up a tough fight in the Senate.
And this is a great plan. I actually think it will get even better. And this is, make no mistake, this is a repeal and a replace of Obamacare. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake.
With a 217 to 213 vote, Republicans obtained just enough support to push the legislation through the House, sending it to the Senate for consideration. No Democrats voted for the bill.
I went through 2 years of campaigning, and I'm telling you, no matter where I went, people were suffering so badly with the ravages of Obamacare. And I will say this, that as far as I'm concerned, your premiums, they're going to start to come down. We're going to get this passed through the Senate. I feel so confident.
Trump took a victory lap at the White House Rose Garden after the House of Representatives approved a bill to repeal Obamacare. The bill's passage represented a step toward fulfilling a top Trump campaign pledge and a 7-year Republican quest to dismantle Democratic former President Barack Obama's signature healthcare law.
That's the group.
I think this is an opportunity for Speaker Ryan and President Trump, obviously, to take their curtain call.
I think everyone should have a say over their body, and they need health care to get that done. They need to not be penalized for needing health and trying to improve their lives. They just need to help make a difference, and that starts with good health, and we all need good health care to make that happen.
Trump's effort now faces new hurdles in the Senate, where the Republicans have only a 52-seat majority in the 100-seat chamber, and where just a few Republican defections could sink the bill. Democrats are hoping that the Republicans' vote to repeal Obamacare will spark a voter backlash in next year's midterm congressional elections. Some 20 million Americans gained healthcare coverage under Obama's 2010 Affordable Care Act, which has recently gathered support in public opinion polls. But Republicans have long attacked it, seeing the program as government overreach and complaining that it drives up healthcare costs. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
Well, here's a roundup of the other international news and global buzz. 3 people were killed and 17 others were injured in cross-border firing by Afghan forces on Pakistani security personnel in the restive Balochistan province on Friday. Security officials said that the purpose was to target 2 Pakistani checkposts in the area. Pakistani forces retaliated to the fire. Pakistan sealed the Friendship Gate at the Chaman border crossing for all kinds of transportation due to the firing. Russia, Iran and Turkey signed a memorandum backing the setting up of safe zones in Syria at the 4th round of peace talks held in Kazakhstan. The 4 safe zones will be in Idlib and Homs provinces, in eastern Ghouta and in the south. The agreement provided a ban on all flights, rapid and uninterrupted deliveries of humanitarian aid to the designated areas. China's first domestically built large passenger jet C919 took off on its maiden flight on Friday. The twin-engine plane took off from the Shanghai Pudong International Airport. It has a maximum seat capacity of 190 and will have a range between 4,075 and 5,555 kilometers. The flight makes China the fourth jumbo jet producer after the US, Europe and Russia. It also marks a milestone for COMAC. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un visited military facilities in the southwest islets of Jangjae and Mu on Friday. Kim said that all combat positions are fully ready to go into action. The visit came at a time of mounting tensions in the Korean peninsula after US bombers and warships showed off strength in training drills with the South Korea and Japanese forces this week. Rescuers picked up 560 migrants from unsafe boats off the coast of Libya on Thursday. Italian Navy and Coast Guard 100 in the latest FIFA rankings. India, who have 331 points, are tied for the 100th spot alongside Nicaragua, Lithuania and Estonia, but are now 11th in the Asian Confederation. India last found themselves in the top 100 way back in 1996, while the 94th rank that India achieved in February 1996 is their highest ranking till date. The national team have secured victories in 11 of their last 13 matches, scoring 31 goals in the process. Meanwhile, Brazil remained at the top of the FIFA World Rankings. Argentina continued in the second spot, while World Cup winner Germany stayed in third, followed by Chile in fourth. Iran continued to be the highest ranked country in Asia as they held on to the 28th spot. Here's a roundup of the other sports news in SportsBeat. Simona Halep and Grigor Dimitrov won the tie-break tennis Madrid titles. Halep beat Svetlana Kuznetsova 10-6, while Dimitrov beat Felicia Lopez 10-7. In the semi-finals, Halep overcame Monica Puig, who had earlier beaten Maria Sharapova. In the men's division, Lopez thrilled the crowd by coming from behind against Tomas Beric in the semis before falling just short against Dimitrov in the final. David Ferrer and Gilles Muller won their matches in the Estoril Open to secure a place in the quarterfinals of the tournament. Muller was up against Pedro Sosa and won the game 6-3, 6-2. In another match, David Ferrer beat Federico Ferreira Silva 6-3, 6-4. Ferrer will face American Ryan Harrison in the last stage. Brazilian forward Neymar has been cleared of fraud but still faces a corruption trial in Spain in connection with the value of his 2013 transfer from Santos to Barcelona. According to the court, the defendants in the trial will be the player, his parents, and current and former Barcelona presidents. ICC on Friday took a huge step to popularize women's cricket for the upcoming 2017 World Cup in England by increasing the prize money by 10 times the amount that was awarded in the last edition in 2013. In a statement, the cricket body said earlier the prize money was $200,000. Now it will be $2 million. Well, that's it on this newscast. Have a good evening.